I'd like to kick things off by acknowledging the traditional owners of the land of the Yorta Yorta people on which we're meeting today, and we pay our respects to the elders past, present and emerging, and Aboriginal elders of other communities who may be present here today. So I want to be upfront and acknowledge that the horticultural industry is experiencing some cumulative effects at the moment and has been for the last number of years. So we acknowledge and we understand that there has been some challenges, and maybe the key challenges are listed up there as unseasonal conditions with the recent flood and hail and the wet and cool and humid season that we've had. There's also been freight issues with container shortages, packaging shortages and logistics disrupted, and we've also had issues with high input costs, because most of the input costs rely on importation and export exchange rate and supply disruptions. So we're aware, well, I am aware that the toll of these challenges and what they bring to your business, but also to you personally. But with adversity, there becomes opportunities. So there's opportunities to innovate, adapt and become more resilient. And that's why we're here today. So I just wanted to acknowledge that from the start. So although we have, and let's face it, we've faced many challenges in the past, horticulture is very important to Victoria. Victoria horticulture is diverse. So there's about 2,760 farm businesses operating in Victoria, and that accounts for about 13%, and for Australia, 20% of farm businesses. So there's quite a few horticulture farm businesses in Victoria. Unfortunately, you can see it has declined from 2019, only 1%. So we're still hanging in there. There's approximately 121,000 hectares in Victoria used for horticulture production, and that's represented by the figure there. It roughly equates to about 26% of the state. And that land use has a diverse range of climates, soil types, and the actual Victoria's compact size ensures that we have access to export and domestic markets and processing. So Victoria horticulture has state and nationwide importance. Victoria is Australia's second largest horticulture producer at 23%, and it's valued at 3.2 billion, and that's a 3.8% increase from 2019-20. So the figures don't lie. Horticulture is important to Victoria. And we know that Victoria is Australia's largest producers of pears at 90%, peaches at 86%, nectarines at 77%, and then there's the olives, almonds, tomatoes, apples are among the other horticultural produce produced. But it's not just to Australia, it's also to the world. So in 2021-22, Victorian exports commenced a rebound from the global supply chain disruptions, and Victoria is Australia's largest horticultural exporter at 48%, and it's valued at 1.4 billion. And that's a 1% increase year on year. So we're holding our own on the export market. China was the biggest value export market, valued at 381 million, followed by Vietnam at 120 million and India at 106 million. And Victorian horticulture export markets are predominantly located in Asia, and India and Indonesia are growing, and they're the third and fourth largest markets for Victorian horticulture. So hopefully this slide illustrates there's strong export opportunities and a positive export future. And bringing it down to a regional level, horticulture is important to the Goulburn Valley. I don't have to tell you that. You're all sitting here in the Goulburn Valley. So the gross value of agriculture production for the Goulburn region is actually more than that slide states. It's well and truly at about 2.12 billion in 2021. And it's one of Victoria's largest horticulture producing regions with almost 50% value of the Victorian fruits. If you exclude grapes, because we can't forget about grapes in Mildura, so we'll just exclude those for today and say that about 50% of the value of Victoria's fruits is grown here in the Goulburn Valley. We're well connected to domestic and international markets with direct access to Melbourne and Sydney. And interestingly enough, over 25% of truck registrations in Victoria come from the Goulburn Valley. And we have access to modern irrigation systems and technology with the recent investments of over $2 million via the Goulburn Murray Water. So the Goulburn Valley has a lot to offer to Victoria horticulture, to Australian horticulture and to international markets. So what is the Victorian government doing to progress the Victorian horticulture and to ensure that we're meeting challenges and opportunities? Well, the Victorian government has this Victorian strategy. It's a strategy that outlines the way forward to help Victorian agriculture to meet and adapt to these challenges and opportunities. There's clear focus areas, which you can see in the middle there: recover, grow, modernise, protect and promote. And over on the right-hand side are ways that we're supporting the horticultural industry to do that. So there's support for growers with information and tools to build resilience, to help recover and protect their agriculture industries and businesses. Ensuring Victorian horticulture is well placed to manage climate risk and continues to be productive and profitable, and promote Victoria's horticulture as high quality and high performance. So drilling down, what's Agriculture Victoria's role in the agricultural strategy? So Agriculture Victoria works with and collaborates with industry and community stakeholders to support agriculture to become more globally competitive and innovative. Two areas of Agriculture Victoria are going to be highlighted here today, one of which is Agricultural Services Horticulture, who design and deliver services to growers and service providers. And a couple of examples there of that is the Farm Business Resilience Program and Flood Recovery, which is about ensuring that businesses are resilient into changing climate conditions and into the future. And we also lead the horticultural industry and biosecurity, urban plant health, energy smart farming networks on behalf of Agriculture Victoria. So very targeted services to areas in for development in the horticultural industry. And we also have a web presence. So if you've all got a smartphone, the web presence is www.hin.com.au, and on that you'll find packaging of information and resources for the horticultural industry, particularly showcasing some of the research that we're going to present today. Agriculture Victoria Research Horticulture, they're trying to, well, they are achieving step change improvements in horticulture through innovation with leading science and capability. And a classic example of that is where we are today at the Tatura SmartFarm. So the Tatura SmartFarm is Australia's leading horticulture research facility, and it's linked to the Mildura SmartFarm. So the aim of the Tatura SmartFarm is to deliver precise and efficient fruit systems. So from the fruit orchard all the way through to the export market. And in that chain, it's to demonstrate applications of technology and research, in particular in future orchard design, precise and efficient orchard management, and customised post-harvest management. I'm not going to dwell on those, on the details of those, because you're going to hear the presentations today. I'd like to acknowledge Simone Warner, who's the head of Agriculture Victoria Research. If she's in the room, that's good. I know she's on site today. So my final slide, I'd like to just leave you all with contemplating the future. So this is the vision for Agriculture Victoria that's outlined in the agricultural strategy. It points to where we're heading and what we're working towards. and clearly see that there is a bright future in horticulture. We know that we're creative, resilient and responsive and capitalising on technology. We want to be the engine of growth for the Victorian economy, and the exports and production stats allude to that. We want to increase our exports and make sure that we've got diverse markets, and most importantly, that we're attracting the best and brightest to our farms and our regions. So let's take today as an opportunity to ponder, where does your business fit in this cycle, and where do you want to be, and how are we going to get there? So I'll let you ponder those two questions as we go throughout the day.